Hi Anchors, I hope your second day of learning from home has been successful. At school we've been doing PE with Joe Wicks every morning, which I hope a lot of you have been doing at home too, and my legs ache so much. Do your legs ache? Shall we carry on with the story? We're going to read chapters 3 and 4 today, definitely, maybe chapter 5. Let's see how we go on. Now, in chapter 1 and chapter 2, we met our main character, Addy, and his friend Gaia, and they live in tower blocks, and it's just started raining, and he says that's how it all began, with the rain. Chapter 3. One of the things I like best about our flat is that you can see just about anything from the window. You just need to know where to look. I could always see the old man who slept on a bench in the park with no shoes on, and the delivery van that parked on the pavement to bring crates of milk to the little row of shops. I could even see the grey bodies of the 2 thin dogs who walked behind their owner in a line every morning. I came to recognise different people, and even knew what sort of time I would see them. I always liked spotting new things though, and things that you wouldn't be able to see if you walked past on the street, but that only I could see from high up. Did you know, for instance, that buses have numbers and letters on the top of them? They are painted so large that I could read them from my window. I didn't only look down though. I liked to see what was happening in the sky too. I thought that the tiny little aeroplanes that moved across the sky resembled pencils sailing through the air. They didn't seem real to me, that they were full of people. They looked so narrow and small up there. That's because they're far away, Addy, a teacher told me once when I said this. I didn't reply that it wasn't that I didn't understand. It just amazed me that people could be so high up in the air in just a little metal capsule with wings. In those days, I thought that being high up in my tower was safe. There were the flats below mine and the flats below those ones and the ones below them, all holding me up. There was no chance that I could have dropped to the ground, but there was nothing to hold an aeroplane up. Mum loved the view from our flat too. Just think, Addy, some people would pay to see this, but it's ours, all ours, whenever we want it. All we need to do is look out of the window. We would sit together, side by side, watching the world go by, finding pictures in the clouds in the sky. We used to do that all the time. It's been weeks and weeks since that happened, but I can still remember the last time exactly. I had come into the sitting room swinging my school bag and humming a song that Gaia had heard on the radio and would sing under her breath all the time without realising it. I don't really like to sing out loud in front of anyone else, even my mum and Gaia. I usually just do it in my head, but I didn't think Mum would be there. That's beautiful, Addy. Come and sing to me. I looked up to see Mum sitting by the window. Her eyes looked a bit red, and she was wearing a dress that I hadn't seen in a long time, but for some reason made me think of bedtimes in the summer. The times when you go to bed and it's still light outside and you have the funny tiredness in your head that comes from playing in the sun all day. Sit with me. Tell me about your day. I dumped my bag on the floor and went to sit next to her. She rested her hand on my head as if she was checking to see if I was ill. What did you do at school today? Nothing. Nothing? Again? I see, she said. What did you do today, Mum? She looked at me mischievously, her eyes twinkling. Today, she said. Nothing. She laughed and gave me a little knock-knock on the head and went into the kitchen. She came back out holding a couple of bowlfuls of chocolate ice cream. Here you go, pet. Sometimes doing nothing can be tiring, she said, handing me a spoon and a bowl. It was funny because when my mum gave me the ice cream, all I could think was, where did she get it from? Chapter 4. I should tell you a little bit about my mum. She's not like other mums in some ways, and in others she definitely is. She tells me to brush my teeth. Sometimes she reads to me just before I fall asleep. She has a beautiful face that tells people who haven't met her before that she is kind, but also that she is funny. I think she has the loveliest smile I have ever seen. It's the kind that creeps up on you, and then before you know it, her whole face is lit up by it and it beams down on you as well. Mum's the one who came up with my name. I mean, I know that everyone's mum gives them their name, but when I was in reception, there were 2 of us called Adeola, and a fair few named Adesoye, and Adeyemi, and Adefemi. So my mum said just to call me Addy. Ad-E. Nice and simple, Mum said. Everyone calls me that now. I think they've forgotten my full name. Adeola feels a little bit alien, even to me now. Only sometimes Gaia says something like, Adeola, I wasn't finished talking, you know, if she gets cross with me for interrupting. And it takes me a second to realise that she's actually talking to me. The thing with my mum is, she doesn't like going out of the flat much. She doesn't go out at all, actually. It's something that has made us change the way we do things, so I've learnt pretty much to get along with it. I remember a time when she sat me down and had a big talk with me about being grown up now, which meant that I could walk to school by myself. Not long after that, she said I'd been so grown up that I could do the shopping that week, and we wrote out a list together. Then came the day when she gave me her bank card. You are going to have to look all around you, Addie, and wait until there's no one about. If someone suddenly comes up to you, then you'll have to walk away and go back later. You understand? Yes, I said. Part of me knew that this was a little bit dangerous, that it wasn't something I was meant to do, but mostly I just felt that Mum was trusting me. It was a good feeling. So, tell me what you do if there's no one around. I put the card in the machine, and then I put the PIN code in, 5437. Then I press the button for cash, and then I press the button for £50, and then I wait. And then you take the money. Don't forget that part, Addie. The money will come through the little slot at the bottom, then you come straight back to me. I won't forget the money, Mum. You must think I'm really stupid. I was just trying to make a joke, but Mum looked at me strangely. Don't ever say that. I don't think you're stupid, not one little bit. Don't let me catch you saying anything like that again, okay? You must never think you're stupid. I swallowed hard and looked away. Mum didn't usually talk to me like that. It was like she was talking right up close into my face. Getting the money from the cash machine was easy enough though. I did exactly as Mum told me, and I never had any problems. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. I always felt quite worried walking home in case something silly happened, like the wind blew the money out of my hand or something. The notes always felt silky and smooth in my hand at first, but by the time I'd made it back to the tower, they were crumpled and warm from being clenched in my sweaty palm. But I felt something like pride, something like happiness when I delivered the money to Mum. Good boy, Good boy, Addie, Mum said the first time I got back from the cash point, and she smiled at me. It was a small, quick one, her lips drawing upwards hurriedly, but it made my heart swell up. I hadn't seen Mum smile in a long time. Right now, take this. She shoved one of the crumpled banknotes back into my hand. And here's a list. Hurry back. I looked down at Mum's scrawled handwriting on the back of an old envelope. Large milk, white bread, spag hoops, Frosties. She was looking at me so expectantly, and I knew she wasn't asking me, she was telling me, take this, hurry back. So I went. And when I dumped the blue and white striped bag full of shopping on the floor, Mum rewarded me with an even longer smile, and I knew that I would do anything to make her smile again. It seemed to start slowly, with the not walking me to school, and the not going shopping, and the not getting money, and then, before I knew it, I realised I hadn't seen Mum leave the flat for a couple of months. After that, Mum asked me to make dinner one night, and the night after that, and the night after that. It was only heating a tin of something up in a pan and toasting a few pieces of bread. I didn't mind doing it. But I decided to tell Gaia about it. I wanted to find out if her mum was asking her to do the same sorts of things. I can remember exactly the day I told Gaia. It was the day the rain stopped falling. the day the first building fell. And we will leave it at that, because you know I like to leave you on a cliffhanger. So we will find out why the first building fell and what happened when the first building fell tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.